Hello and welcome back to the attic, and if you're new here, then hi! I shall pop the link for the first part somewhere at the end. So now you see the bones of it. Now we're going to decorate it a little. We're going to add the floor, we're going to put the walls up, put the messy bits up. And believe me, this gets messy, but it's so much fun. It's like being a kid. I love it. So what I'm going to start with first is actually getting on the paper to give it some strength. Thank you to my members. You are all awesome sauce, and I appreciate you hugely. You don't know how huge. So the floor is going to one side for a bit. I have made up some little pieces of furniture, as you can see on my desk. I've also cut out a hole because I'm going to make a fireplace. I completely forgot the fireplace. So I did look through my notes to check what had to get done. So I also need to make this lift up off the floor a little bit, because if I want the trapdoor in, well, I need to actually be able to put something under the trapdoor to find, you know, the little hidey hole. So I'm going to put at least 3 pieces of cardboard underneath, just to lift it off its base. Now, as you can see, I am starting with a chimney, actually. Oh dear. I think I might have already... Have I already done the floor? Oh, I don't know. I'm so sorry. My brain has gone too much. So yeah, I am cutting out the actual fireplace. Now, the fireplace does get adjusted along the way. Because I then realised, well, I actually want a fire that's going to glow. So I'm going to need a hole. But where am I going to put the hole? But still be able to get to the battery. So I kind of took the bottom off it and then made a hole. So then I could just put the actual candle in, tea light holder, tea light candle thing, to be able to get in, switch it on or off, and make the fire glow. So I've got most of the shape of my chimney, but now I'm just sticking on pieces just to give it some body. And you can probably see there's lots of gaps, but don't you worry about that. They will all be covered, because I'm going to do the kitchen roll and water and glue trick, because this cardboard is quite strong, but I want it to be very robust. Like if I threw it across the room, it wouldn't fall apart. I mean, it probably wouldn't right now, but you know, I have 3 cats and one of them's a git. So I do need to strengthen them, and you'll have to excuse my grinchiness. It's cold in here today and I need my Grinch to keep me warm. So I'm super gluing everything together, and I'm not doing a very good job at it because my hands are all over the place today. But I just thought, if I could just build the shape of it, then I can faff about with it later. Now, I do take off the top notch of that piece of card for the chimney, because I've decided I'm going to put little pots on top. I don't know when I'm putting little pots on top, but I'm going to do it. So now these have been glued together with just this ordinary glue from the works. I mean, it is watery, but that's actually quite a good thing, because it then soaks into the cardboard. So this glue is absolutely brilliant for anything like this, any Papier-Mâché. It's really good. For anything else, it's not so good. So I will stick these pieces together as well to make like a sandwich, and then I'm going to stick it to the bottom. But first I need to make sure they're all clipped together, lined up with the hole, so then I can trim off later what's too big. And I'm using these little clips just to hold it, keep everything in place while it dries. Which I then promptly thought, well, how am I supposed to glue this underneath now? I'm going to have to wait. So I've trimmed it up and I'm just going to go around the whole thing and then leave it to dry. Because if you don't leave it to dry properly, it'll just peel back. And that's not what we want. We want at least a decent depth to put something in, but not too deep that, you know, I'm having to put another level on just to sort it out. Now, if you're probably thinking, well, where are you going to put the stairs? The stairs are on the other side of the room, you know, the invisible side that you can't see. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So I've chopped off that top bit, and now I'm going in with the paper and water. I only thin it down a little bit more because I want this glue to last while I finish the whole thing. And as you can see, as you put it in, I'm filling the gaps. Now, there's more water to glue ratio here, but again, that does not matter because with it both being paper and card, it just soaks into each other, so it makes a really nice firm bond. And I also want to be able to cover up all the black sticky tape and some creases. And if you've noticed, I have made sure that that window is covered because I changed my mind. As if you watched in the last one, you'll have noticed. And I wasn't going to go all the way inside. I was just going to do the outside. But I saw how the paper made everything look more smooth. Even though the paper is patterned, it's got circles, dot circles all the way over it. But I quite liked it at the time. It wasn't until later on when it started to dry that you could really see the circles. Now, on the tiles, I am going to go really rough in between each tile set so you can still see that there's levels and edges. At the minute now you can't see it because it's all wet, very wet, but it will all show up really nicely once I start putting paint and things on. So I've done that bit. Now I'm going to fill in my sides, and you don't have to be careful with this. This is basically, you slap it on, whack some paste on top of it and leave it to dry. There's no thinking, there's no stressing. In fact, it's really quite therapeutic. I proper enjoyed it. Like being back at school again. You know, when you used to be able to just be messy. I quite like messy. I'll get even more messier later on. You wait and see. So I'm going round and I'm looking at it thinking, I really, really, really should. But I go over the edges of these floorboards so they look, not the floorboards, because this is not the floorboards, this is just the floor, just to give it a bit more tidiness. And I must have picked up about 6 or 7 pieces here. So I just kept chucking them everywhere. You can see I've already glued the bottom to give the depth, as you can see with the blue clips, and it's now firmly on the bottom. There isn't many levels, and I am still wondering whether I should make it just that little bit deeper. I don't know. What do you think? Should I make the hole deeper so I can really hide something in it, or just an illusion of hiding? I don't know. So this is flexible modelling paste, and as you see, I am putting it on with a palette knife, and I'm not being careful. I want it to look like it's just been slapped on. It's just old plaster, and I was just going to do the walls, Yeah. I started getting my hands in there, didn't I? And decided, you know what, I like this. This effect looks really nice. And once it's painted, it'll look even better. Because I'm planning on doing wallpaper too. Just in little spots like it's been left and ripped off, and you know, like this attic's been just left to rack and ruin. Now, I tried with the palette knife in here. No. So I just got my hands in there and went, yay, let's get mucky. And this feels really nice on your hands. It's like playing with thick cream. So I've done the inside, and now it's to do the outside, but I want to make sure I still keep those grooves. So I'm using my finger to go in between all the lines and just rubbing it in. I get the window mucky, but that's okay. I can either scratch it off, or leave it. You can still see light through the window when I put a light through it, so I'm not sure what I should do now. I mean, who would clean a window that's right up there? Nobody, really. Not unless you've got really long ladders. And I am fully aware that I have made my window too sticky outy. But this is not done by a professional. So there's everything, and I've put a layer of this modelling paste down on the floor. And I have got a little groove at the back wall where I can just click my floor in and then pin the floor down so it all stays flat. Now, it is tilted at the minute because I've got the clips inside, so it does look a bit wonky. It's not, trust me. And now, this is Aquacast and Resin-crete bits and whatever else I've used that I've left bits over. I saw Peculiar Ashley doing walls, and she made up some, and I thought, I've got loads of them bits. That's what I'm going to use it for. So voila. Take notice of the colours. They will all be uniform. Not blue. Or maybe they'll all be blue as long as the walls are blue. But I don't know yet what colour. I haven't even decided if I'm having the apothecarist be a man or a woman. I just don't know. So, we shall see. I might even do another live and ask you lot. So let me know. Do you think I should do another live so we can get some information about the apothecary? Bloke, woman? Because at the end I want to make a story for this. And my head is full of ideas for this house, for this attic, and for other things. And so, yeah, should I do another live to find out what we're going to put in the story? Now, I have put the trapdoor back in so that the way I paint is all uniform. So if I'm going one way, then the trapdoor will be the same way. Now, I did put a bit too dark there. Now, this looks really ugh. But that's just because it's wet and it hasn't sunk into the wood yet. You'll have to excuse me. I've got my glasses in shot. I got no news. I can see again at last. Only I'm still getting headaches with these because they're new. And I am staining the wood one way, and I'm going to stain it the other. So I'm doing vertical and horizontal because I want this dark shade to fit into all the little nooks and grooves. Now, I have seen a lot of people do little dots, like punch little holes in for what do you call them? Nails. Not sure about that yet. I don't know if they're going to show up enough, because I am thinking I might varnish the floor and then sand bits off so it looks more realistic. Now I thought I'd go over the top of the roof with this stain. It needs another colour first, so I'm going to make a different colour for the roof. This is still not finished as in painting wise. This is just the first bits to add on to, because I need to put a lot of aging in. I also want to put in some skirting boards, a fireplace. I also have a strange little cabinet thing I've got to build. There's also all the bits and bobs that go into this. I've also got to do where the outside's starting to creep in. It's got to look really weathered, and I've also got to think of a way of lighting it up on its own. Now, my thoughts are, I was going to put some string lights around those bars at the top and maybe use those. Maybe add some greenery over it so it doesn't look so obvious as lights. I haven't quite decided yet. I'm still thinking on that one. I mean, there's lots of ideas in that book, but it's still nowhere close to being finished. If I was doing a video once a month, I could probably do it. But because I do builds or whatever, stories, plus my other videos, there's no way in this world I could get it all done in 1 week. So, what do you think about me putting this all into one video as well, like a sleepy time video? Just sit and watch and listen to some sleep music again. You'll have to let me know on that one too. Now this, I'm thinking of putting jars on one side of that and then butterfly things on another, but putting it on top of like a piece of plexiglass, so you can see it as a display case, but also as a useful storage. Now this is orange and brown paint. Well, actually it's red and brown, and it looks very, very bright. Too bright. It is going to get dulled down. It's also going to be mopped off as well, so it looks a little faded, hopefully. But like I said, there's a lot to this, and I've already put like a dirty look on the actual walls, so it's not so stark white. And the chimney, although you won't see it in this video, I am going to cover it with a different type of texture paste and make like a brickwork using a pokey tool, just to make the lines of the bricks, and hopefully that'll work. Oh, I haven't dirtied it up yet, have I? Oh no, I haven't. Tell a lie. It's when I get the next lot out that I start dirtying it up. I'm using a brown and a water wash just to make it look dingy, because I don't want this to look like new. See, it's now just changed. This is what I've added to the walls. Now this looks horrendous, and it's because it's wet and because the paint is not quite dry with the red. But once you start to pat down with the actual cloth, it starts to look a lot better. And now it's dry, you can really see the textures, but there's going to be needing some dry brushing, and I shall do that the next time we get to this video. So if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up, like, comment, and do all the UbiTubi things, because UbiTubi is being ridiculous lately, and not pushing us out. So thank you for watching. And oh yeah, I just made that nice and stained so you don't see white. And I hope you like it so far, and stick around for the video coming up, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.